Hi, welcome to the update for Long Cane District. This is Friday, August the 8th, 2020. We had our roundtable meeting last night, and I just wanted to give you a quick update as to what we talked about and kind of keep you in the loop as to what's going on. Right now, what I can certainly say is that it's real important that we have lots of participation in scouting. So hopefully your units are getting ready to gear back up and get back into some sort of semi-regular routine. Hopefully if it's in person, but if it's not, just let us know. But one of the things that we really need to focus on right now is the recruiting season. And so that is a key critical thing that we need to make sure that happens. Our recruiting plan right now is based on the concept that we recognize we just can't get into the schools like we had been traditionally. Our traditional model, we would go into the schools, we would have a rally, we would actually probably have a recruiting event in the cafeteria, that kind of thing. And that won't happen. The schools won't let us do that. And so at this point, what we're planning on doing is having a series of recruiting-led events scattered throughout the district. Right now, we have 2 scheduled in Greenwood. We have 1 scheduled in Ware Shoals, 1 scheduled in Abbeville. We're in the process of getting them scheduled in Due West and also in 96. And the way that we're going to distribute this information is that the key feature is a website that we have. The website's name is joinlakelandscouting.weebly. That's WEEBLY, .com. Joinlakelandscouting.weebly.com. And so it's a website that we've set up, and from that website, it links to individual event pages and events that we've scheduled. And so each joining night is a separate event, and we want to get the word out for that. And so to the extent that you can help us promote that, that would be something that'd be great. Please help us promote that. And so spread the word about the website, like the district on Facebook. If you're savvy with social media, with Facebook or Instagram, again, the more that you can promote and get the word out. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to hit that website. And once they hit that website, they can learn about how they can go through the recruiting process and how we can answer questions for them. And we can share the values of scouting and the benefits of the scouting program with as many people as we can. But that is the plan for this year, because based on the situation that we have. So we spent a good bit of time talking about that. One thing in particular that we talked about last night with regards to that was the general marketing plan that we have. And so as part of this marketing plan, in terms of how we've structured the message, there's kind of a particular framework that we're using this time around. And I wanted to briefly go over that framework with you, so that way, as you are interacting with people, if we can make a consistent message, the consistency in message really helps with marketing. And so we're going to do that. And realistically, most marketing, if you only really have a few seconds to engage a potential customer, and you have to immediately be able to answer the question for the customer that's happening in their mind of why should I care about this. And so if you can't do that within just a few seconds, they'll just ignore whatever sort of thing you put in their hand. And so our message, to be able to make that happen, there's 2 key features. The first feature is the message must be very, very simple. And the second thing is that our brains kind of work in a story, like we understand the world through a story framework. And so we should put our message, our marketing, into a story framework. And so what that basically means is that we're going to kind of build the story around the parent, not the scout, but the parent being the hero of the story. And so we are recruiting parents. We're not really, our marketing is not really focused on recruiting the kids. We're focused on recruiting scout parents. And the problem that, and all good stories have a problem to it, and the problem that we're basically showing people is, hey, look, your kids are growing up fast, and what are you doing to prepare them for life? And you don't want them to, you don't want the kids as they grow up to be unprepared as they go out into the world. And because if you don't prepare them well, they may not have your values. They're going to learn values from somewhere, but they may not be the values that you cherish and that you hold dear. So this is what the scouting program offers. Our role in scouting as scout leaders and our people who are already scout parents is we are the guide. And so we are going to help these new parents along their journey. And so what that really kind of means is that in this framework, the customer is the star in the field, and the organization, in this case, scouting, we're in the stands, we're supporting, we're cheering on the customers. And this is backwards from a lot of more traditional forms of marketing. A lot of traditional forms of marketing, the company makes themselves the heroes, and they talk about the awards they win, or they talk about how awesome they are. But you get more mileage a lot faster if you just simply reverse that. And the star of the show is the customer. In this case, it's the parent of the scout, and we in the scouting community, we're the guides. We're going to stand behind you, we're going to back you up, and we're going to help you out. And so we're focusing it on that way. So as you start to see these materials and you check out the website, and if you happen to get one of the flyers, that's how we've built the flyers. That's how we've built the website, is to kind of flip it around that way. You know, it's one of the challenges that we always have is how do you get people to step up and volunteer, especially at a Cub level. So we're actively doing that from the very beginning, trying to get them help, to help encourage parents to step up. They may not feel qualified to help out. When I first started, I didn't really know a lot about scouting. I was never a scout as a child. And the message that we have to send to the parents is like, look, you may not feel qualified, but that's okay. It's not a problem. We're here to help you. You're the new parent. You're going to be the star of the show, and you're going to make that impact. And the star of the show being that you're going to make that impact in your child's life. We're going to work with you, and we're going to help you, the new parent, out through the scouting program to help grow and raise your child. So that's kind of the mentality that we're taking of all of this. The other large thing that I need to kind of mention with regards to that, this whole thing, is that when we have these recruiting nights, they're going to be drop-in events, and they're going in public places. We're going to have one, for example, at the West Cambridge Park here in Greenwood. But it's a drop-in event. The event itself is going to run about an hour and a half, but the new parents will be able to work through a series of stations, kind of get their questions answered. We can do a lot of the things, and this series of stations ought to take the parent not more than 20 or 30 minutes. So we're not going to waste the whole time. If they want to stick around and talk, we'll be glad to talk to them. But we're not going to kind of trap them in a room and kind of force them to listen to a big long spiel. And the evidence from other councils who have done these kinds of things, there's a council in North Florida in particular, is that when you do it this way, they've had better success than the traditional school night model where they've been previously using, and what we had previously used. The other message that I need to send out with regards to helping out, so certainly by all means, you can really, really help the district just simply by clicking like and blasting it on Facebook and getting as many people to check out the website as possible and getting that word out as far and wide as possible. The other way that you can help out, and this is a huge thing, is selling popcorn this year. If you've never previously sold popcorn in the past, or you just rather stroke the check to the unit or whatever it is, please consider selling popcorn, even if it's a little bit. I will give you a couple of numbers which are approximate. I don't really remember exactly what Ben said last night. But last year in 2019, Blue Ridge Council purchased as a whole council the pre-sale popcorn where you buy it and then you stand outside of stores. Last year, the number of popcorn that the council got at the beginning of the sale was about $225,000-ish. Right now in 2020, this year, that number is approximately $25,000. And so you're looking at a factor of almost 10. It's almost tenfold less this year than it was a year ago. I mean, that's $200,000 for the council operating budget. It's a huge hit that council's going to take. Any popcorn you can sell at all this year is going to not only benefit your scout and benefit your unit, but it's going to help council. They're in serious financial straits right now because of the whole COVID thing. They lost out on summer camp and the revenue that generates. So if you haven't previously sold popcorn, please consider doing so and consider helping that out, because at the end of the day, we all belong to Blue Ridge Council, and if they struggle, so do we. So that's the real quick update. I will be sending out some more information about the actual events, these recruiting night events that are going to happen. They're called Scout Expo Nights. I'll be sending some information out on that, trying to get what this plan put in place and executed. But otherwise, have a good day. Hope you're staying healthy, and we look forward to the start of school and trying to get back into some sort of scout program with getting these kids back doing some good scouting activities, and hopefully as much in person as is safe to do. Otherwise, take care, and I will see you on the trail very soon.